Alright guys, today I'm going to teach you how to decrease latency and get as much reaction speed as you possibly can, and this is through some in-game settings that I have and some other applications that I do use. So it is going to be helpful on PC and console. I'm not just going to have a video dedicated straight towards PC or straight towards console, but the first thing I do want to do is go through all of the applications that I use. So I talked about things like DS4, overclocking your controller, and stuff like that. And I don't use DS4, I talked about it, how I used that in the video before, but now I'm going to show you something that I use which is different. So this thing right here is called timer resolution. Don't know too much what it does, but I do know that when you set it to maximum, I guess it just does something with your resolution, whereas it decreases the latency on your game. So I was told that helps your game lag a lot less, and that it's also a really important tool to have on just in case. And if you have that on, I do have DS4 here. I forgot to uninstall it. I usually just take this off, mainly because I talked about in my video why I don't use DS4. So time resolution is what I have right there. It just helps decrease some latency. I don't use any other application as far as that. There is some things that I don't run, but I have done it before, which is overclocking your controller. And I'll leave a video in the link in the description of how to overclock your controller, because I just followed a simple video, and it's better that you follow that person's example instead of mine, because they would be much better help than I would in doing so. On top of that, obviously I have 240 Hz 1080p Alienware monitor, which helps me react a lot faster, and a PS5 controller I play on. Those two really help you react a lot faster, and on top of having a good controller that is updated and newer than other controllers, I play wired, and I strongly believe playing wired is so much more beneficial than playing without wired, because it is an instant connection that you can connect to your controller straight to your computer or to your Xbox, whatever you play on. Some people try to debate too. They have like statistics of, oh, actually playing Bluetooth is better, but from my personal experience, every single time I played wired, I always had a faster response time, and it was just better for me to play the game overall. So that is really the stuff that I use outside of the game, and going into the game, I'm pretty much going to show you every single thing that helps me react faster. So the first thing, it does have to do with your graphics if you are on PC, so make sure you're not playing anything crazy, usually 1080p, and not playing 1440 or 4K is going to help you have a lot less input delay than playing anything else. I mentioned in my graphics settings before too, a lot of these things I put on low, mainly because it decreases the latency and stuff like that. As far as the texture resolution, I don't think this actually decreases the latency at all. So if I play on very low and play on normal, I don't see any single difference in my reaction speed. I can still react really good playing on normal compared to low. Don't ever go high. I just think that's not smart to do that. And then even playing on these settings on high, I have not found it to decrease my reaction speed in any single way. So you can see sometimes I play high settings and I can still have a very low response time to be able to fight people. Particle, yeah, even though this is ultra too, like, it doesn't really make much of a difference. So you can still have good graphics in the game and still be able to kill people extremely fast at the same time. So that's also why people are like, oh, you don't play on super low settings, why does your game look so good and you can still play really good at the game so fast? And that's because there's a lot of settings, a lot of graphic settings that don't really affect the gameplay too much, to where you can play really good and still have really good graphics at the same exact time. As far as controller settings too, I talked about the lower dead zone you have, the more you can actually react. I don't play on 0 for everything, being that if you put the dead zone a lot lower, you actually get less aim assist. So if I use left stick minimum dead zone, I'm not getting any aim assist really, maybe like rotational aim assist, but still I can keep track of the rotational aim assist when I'm playing on 0.00, so it allows me to react immediately compared to playing anything higher. And then 0.03 allows me to get some aim assist while still being able to react super fast with the dead zone. And again, if you have stick drift, just get a new controller. You would perform a lot better than just upping your dead zone because you have stick drift to try to compensate for that. Sometimes sensitivities, you can actually react a lot faster if you play a sensitivity you're comfortable with, because if you have too high of a sensitivity, even though you think you can react faster, you're going to be overlooking or overshooting, and that's actually going to be a lot slower to kill a person than if you were playing a lower sensitivity. So pick a good sensitivity that's good for you. I actually think skill aim assist with FOV enabled actually gives you faster reaction speed, because the slowdown for the aim assist starts a lot smaller being that if you have it disabled, it gives you kind of aim assist towards 80 FOV. So if the slowdown is smaller, it's probably going to be easier for you to hit that person, but it's still going to decrease the time it takes to kill that person because the slowdown is going to start slowing it down, and that's more milliseconds onto the clock of killing that person. So I actually think having enabled skill aim assist FOV, if you can play with that, actually gives you faster response time. I'm pretty sure that's every single thing I have too on how to decrease your latency and stuff. If you want just full on of what console can really have with decreased latency, I would mainly summarize it with having a wired connection to your controller, getting a monitor, and of course playing on Ethernet. I forgot to say that. You don't ever want to play on Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is just really horrible. That should even be common sense, but if you can get a wired connection, just like getting a wired controller, then you can respond a lot faster towards certain things. But yeah, overall, this is how you get faster reaction time in Warzone.
敵の兵士が近くにいる。上空に敵のアドバンス UAV、 気をつけろ。ガスがすぐ後ろに迫ってる。敵がエリア内に降下している。上空を警戒しろ。敵のハンターはお前を見失った。これでもう安全だ。の価格が変更された。味方のクラスターストライクが来るぞ。ガスが近づいている。ガスが迫っているぞ。セーフゾーンを再配置する。バウンティーターゲットが現れた。ガスを始末しろ。味方が一人復活した。敵の兵士が近くにいる。